Lunch breakers and takers, do us a favor. Take a minute to hit that like and subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos in the future. All right, guys, we have some news and we have some good news. The news is Carson Wentz got traded today to the Colts. The good news is we got our QB carousel predictions right.
That's right.
Yeah.
As I said on Twitter, it's all coming together. The best news is that it was not to Carolina. It came out that they weren't really interested in Carson Wentz, which is a fantastic thing.
Yes.
So Carson Wentz was traded for a third-round pick this year, a second-round pick next year, which could escalate to a first-round pick if he plays 75% of the snaps, or if he plays 70% and they make the playoffs.
Okay. So I mean, that's a gamble that Philly's willing to take, obviously, because he's only been healthy one time in his career.
It's not one time. All right, he's played 75% of the snaps. Like, I think it's 3 times. And there's a couple ways you can look at it. For a guy who they traded up for, they gave up a lot of picks and players to move up and get Carson Wentz to begin with. He was going to be their franchise quarterback. They gave him the huge contract extension after he didn't win the Super Bowl. That's a terrible return, right? A second and a third, or even a first and a third. It's not great.
Yeah,
but getting a first and a third potentially for a guy who was one of the worst quarterbacks in the league last year is pretty good.
Yeah. So we talked on our live show yesterday about kind of double standards between players and ownership and stuff like that, and just double standards between just certain people, right?
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson is, he's getting some criticism from the media and Brett Favre and Dick Vermeil about him wanting to be traded from the Texans. And meanwhile, you have Carson Wentz, a man who lost his job. Okay, he's a backup quarterback at this point, demanding a trade. The team said, "No, we want to keep you. We're going to fire Doug Peterson, and we're going to give you a shot at your starting job next year." And he's like, "No, trade me."
He said, and my feelings are hurt.
Yeah, and he they say, "Okay, we're going to trade you to the Bears." And reports are he said he didn't want to go to the Bears. So my man said, "No, I don't like it there. Trade me somewhere else." And they oblige. Like, who gets that kind of treatment as a backup?
It's like we said about Matt Stafford too. A list of teams for a quarterback who never won a playoff game. He never won anything. And just making demands.
Yeah,
and people were following him. So I mean, hey, if you got that kind of pull, use it, I guess. Deshaun's sitting at home waiting for Dave Tepper to call.
Yeah, we'll see if they can get it done. They say they're
willing to do what it takes, man. They said 3 firsts and Christian McCaffrey. You got it.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the other news. As far as this trade, I think I'm not sure if it's good for both sides, right? I guess if you're the Colts, you get a quarterback that you feel comfortable with, at least, right? And you're already a playoff team, and if you're Carson Wentz, you get the starting job, and you playing behind an excellent O-line. So really, for Carson Wentz, there's no excuse this year, all right? And we've seen him play well before. The year before, he had a decent year, decent year, not great. This year, he just fell off a cliff, and yes, there were a lot of injuries to the O-line, wide receivers. That did not help. But you go into an excellent situation, so there's no excuses when it comes to Carson Wentz. If you're Philly, you got some more picks. You have an opportunity to draft the quarterback if you want to do that, or if you believe in Hurts, you can build around Hurts. We got to wait and see what direction they want to go in terms of how they want to build the team.
Yeah, when I look at it for the Colts, I mean, I don't think it's much of a risk. I don't think anybody really believes Carson Wentz is as bad as he looked this year.
Right.
Like I said, we've seen him play. He was near MVP form the year they won the Super Bowl. He was much better even just a year ago. So, I mean, get healthy, be in a better situation, better O-line, hopefully better receivers if they bring back T.Y. Hilton, and he should be fine. And you got your quarterback for, maybe a mid to late first and a third. That's fine. That's good for you.
Yeah.
Philly just took on a $33 million dead cap hit, biggest in NFL history.
Yeah.
So the trade is a loss for them. They are picking sixth, and if they want to go quarterback, they should be able to get one there. Because Jalen Hurts, he didn't actually play much better than Carson Wentz. So I don't see why you would just go into the season and say, hey, Jalen is our guy, we're going to give him a shot, when you have an opportunity to draft a quarterback at 6 or even move up from 6 and get a guy that you really want.
Well, this goes back to, how do they feel about Jalen Hurts? No, he didn't play much better than Carson Wentz, but he did play better, and he was playing under the same terrible conditions Carson Wentz was playing under. So if you have that faith in Carson Wentz that he could be a better quarterback, there should be some optimism about Jalen Hurts being able to play at a high level too, given the right situation, good protection and healthy wide receivers. So.
Well, for me, I mean, I didn't think Jalen Hurts was going to be an NFL quarterback, even from his Alabama days, his Oklahoma days, or so I never really believed in him. Obviously they drafted him in the second round, so they thought there was something there. So I mean, from that perspective, sure, maybe they think he can improve, but it's like I said about Carolina when we were on Panther Nation podcast. Like, when you have the chance to get your quarterback, you have to do it.
Sure.
It's not, I might believe in this guy we got in the second round who wasn't really good last year. Maybe he gets better. No, if you have the chance to get your guy, go get him.
That's a good point.
You know what? And if Jalen Hurts is good, you'll be able to trade him down the line.
That's a good point. So we'll see what Philly does moving forward. But yeah, that dead cap money is going to hurt for a little while. But
yeah, luckily for them, they're not competing anyway, so it's whatever.
Who are they losing this offseason?
Are
they losing anybody in their O-line? Because a lot of their O-line was hurt, right?
Yeah, I mean, Jason Peters is gone, but they drafted Andre Dillard. They have Lane Johnson. I think they're probably going to lose Zach Ertz. I think there's a good shot that they cut Jason Kelce.
Yes.
Other than that, I don't know that they're going to have any major losses from their roster. But again, it's not a very good roster. So
yeah. Well, all right. Well,
yeah, I would expect Alshon Jeffrey to get cut at some point.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Maybe Deshaun Jackson too.
Yeah, I mean, neither one of them likes to play, so it's kind of whatever.
All right, so that's the trade that went down. Me and B got that correct on our QB carousel prediction. It was looking a little dire for us for a minute because it looked like that Chicago trade was a done deal. At least that's how it was reported anyway. And
reported by Philly, who wanted 2 first-round picks and a player.
Yeah. So thank you to the Colts for making us right. And now we just need the Panthers to make it happen with Deshaun Watson. So this guy right here will be right because you didn't pick him.
We'll both be right. If you go back and you look, it was a glitch. It was a glitch when I exported the file because I went from Keynote to PowerPoint and it changed from that Panthers logo to the Jets logo. I always have been a big proponent of Deshaun Watson to the Panthers.
Well, your audio didn't back it up. So
I mean, listen, I'm not the one who edits the audio, so I don't know what you did after the fact to make it sound like I was wrong.
Yeah,
but I definitely picked the Panthers.
All right, so more major offseason news just dropped, and there'll be more to come. So stay tuned.